be honest, I think there's only 2 pauses in this. Here we go. Here we go. So, obviously, hammer out of the well, get out there sooner because I'm already slacking behind quite a bit. Now, you'll see we're doing paradigm start. No, we're not doing paradigm start. We're doing normal start. Why are we doing normal? Well, Thor's got pretty good clear. Guan Yu's got pretty good clear. We should be able to get speed blue pretty quick. So, group them up, bash them down. Same old standard stuff. Pull them towards the blue. Minimise on travel distance. Make sure your solo gets the lane as quick as possible. Again, pull them around the corner, group them up. Probably could have pulled them back a little bit sooner, but a little bit further even, but it's not the end of the world. I've already tagged the creep. I know I'm going to get that bonus from there, so I've got my nice little ward here so I can see Ao Kuang moving along when he does. Could have potentially started these up a little bit earlier. I think I assumed Ao Kuang would be here by now, but to be honest I'm not sure what. I think it looked like the Ao Kuang's clue was a little bit slow. Probably should have anticipated that. They had a Hades... Oh no, they had a Sun Wukong Ao Kuang. To be fair, I wouldn't have expected that to be slow. So what we're doing here, we're just clearing. We decided not to contest the rights, but we did want to basically zone them out a little bit now. We're level 3 there too. Oh no, there's still 3, but maybe could have looked for a hammer throw there. Get a little bit of poke off, but puts it on cooldown. Better off using it to clear the waves probably. So one of the reasons the red pot Thor is just getting this early aggression, like just going up, spinning these creeps, clear them down. That puts them on the back burner now. What we're doing here, what we're thinking, we're level 3, they're level 3, they don't have an ult yet. And Hades and Ao Kuang basically rely on their ults to be that effective, so try and zone him out a little bit, make sure he doesn't take the red. Good stuff. So we get an extra... Oh, look at that damage. Oh, that was close, unfortunate. Could have been a kill, maybe. Maybe. Double tap would have been a nice hit, but yeah, again, we've got the we basically got the advantage. We can crack out loads of damage using Thor's spin, and they can't really do much to stop us taking their buffs at this point in the game. It's obviously going to change later, but for the moment, if you've got an advantage, you need to take and make the most of it. Our duo lane was pushed, so it was a fairly safe call to do so. If they had something like a Ymir in their solo lane, or sorry, in their duo lane that could have just rotated in and potentially screwed us up, we probably wouldn't have done that. Maybe we would have, maybe not, but it seemed like a safe call, especially as we have good pressure all over. So here's just the standard sort of duo lane, mid lane thing that the current meta is. Just sort of splitting loads of XP. Not quite sure why we didn't go for mids there. Why we didn't go for the back camps, but probably just... If you're clearing under tower, the next wave's already going to be on its way. That's the sucky thing about defending a lane. Being sort of aggressed on is you clear the wave, you go back, you come back to mid again, and the wave's already going to be in tower. So you do ideally want to be sort of clearing the wave when it meets the middle. You don't want to be hanging around too long. Blah blah blah, clearing buffs, blah blah blah, some harpies, nothing to see here. Again, we're up 500 gold. It's mainly, or not even that, 300 gold. It's mainly just taking their buffs now. Again, we're still feeling pretty ballsy. We've got pressure. We were a little slow with this rotation. I was umming and ahhing whether to engage or not, but yeah, not the best wall I've done. But got the double tap off. Now we're just trying to annoy them here, prevent them getting that buff. Again, still level 5. We got a really strong combo. Like Apollo's 5 doesn't do that much. Synergy was okay there. Like, I wasn't expecting the Medusa ult at all, but there it was. It came out. Beautiful stun. Missed the double tap, which I felt should have been a hit, but wasn't quite prepared for it. But, you know, clearly enough CC to pick up a kill. That's just taking advantage of the comp we have. Like, Apollo doesn't have an explosive ult, so engaging on him level 5, all he can do with his ult really is run away. So you want to take advantage of that if you can. Athena, yeah, she has a powerful dunk, but wasn't used. She was pretty low too, so presumably she didn't really want to just dunk in and throw her health away. Starting to build up a fair bit of gold now, 2,100. Want to be thinking about backing, but trying to keep the farm fairly efficient. So what you're trying to do as a jungler is keep an eye on what's an efficient path to do. So I can do this red here. I can take the mid wave. Mid wave. Why are you backing? There's a mid wave. Good man. Talking to yourself. Don't have any mana to clear the wave, of course. Probably would have made most sense to do mid wave, right backs, and then I could have cleared all of the left in one sweep. Just to be a slight bit more efficient. But to be honest, I had plenty of gold. Picked up everything. I wouldn't have got any extra items. Got everything I wanted to get. The beads, really, really important to get early against Cao Kuang, because if he goes for a gank on you, then and you don't have beads, you might be a free kill, depending if you have some CC immunity up. But it's just get beads early versus Ao. It's safe. It's always a smart move. Mids come to share the XP, which is big. Always split XP. Always split XP. Not really paying much attention to duo lane this game. In all honesty, happy with Guan Yu sort of just slowly getting his farm up as well as Sun Wu. If Guan gets his ult down, then maybe rotate for a gank, but otherwise your rotations are just going to be forcing his ult out, and then afterwards, well, returning back to try and get a kill, but it's going to be a lot of time invested. So, what's going on? Thinking about going for a dunk. Thinking about going for a gank. He's in tower though, it's not really a smart call to make at this point. Now this point here, it's unfortunate. I missed a mid wave. I'm not getting any XP at the moment. This is sitting about in the jungle thinking, can I gank, can I not? Fortunately, these spawn. So at least gives me some reward for my time spent here. It was a little bit of luck. But we should have had the timer on those actually. Should have had the timer. Not quite sure why we didn't get it. But, you know, that was a good pick. Again, taking Apollo's attack speed. He's basically, he relies on attack speed for his passive, etc. It's pretty important for him. So taking that away, just like taking away attack speed from a Freya, really, really big. Really, really useful. And here we're back at mids. Mid's about to spawn. Try and make sure we get these. Again, we're still feeling sort of pretty ballsy at this point. Don't know where solo lane is, no vision, but just from that early game, the other team are playing a little bit passive, and I think that really helps when you're aggressive early game, is you can just sort of stamp out and say, look, we are the dominant team here, sit down. I mean, Hades, Ao Kuang, they've got a strong initiate, and here we go. So they're going to pull off their combo. Dunk, the spin. Here's where things get hairy. Without beads there, I would have been a death. That would have been a death. And it kind of unlucky. I think if like Ao Kuang had just hung in another second and used his 3 once more, or just attacked me a bit more, it would have been a kill. But Ao Kuang needs to ult to get out to live. So, you know, you can rely on him trying to ult you. He kind of has to. So again, beads super important. No point upgrading the beads yet. They're down for 3 minutes, and I reckon I'll be backing before then. Good call to Medusa to come share the back XP. Just trying to maximise farm. Try and make sure we split something with everyone. So we're like level, yeah, we're level 10, 11, 12. So Gold Fury soon. It's going to be an option soon. Thinking about a gank here, so what I should note then is they've got some vision on our back right. Probably where I'm walking past right now, they've got some vision, so need to take that into account. Walking around with a sentry ward at the moment, not put it down. What I should have done is warded just right of our red buff and cleared a visual path. So I could have actually secured a gank, and sort of it meant I would have had some element of surprise. It's a bad habit to be into and something quite guilty of. I see a lot of other people doing it too, is grabbing a ward and walking around the map for 10 minutes with that ward, just not putting it anywhere. So that's something definitely keep an eye out for if you're doing that. But things are going okay, we've got a couple of kills. Not quite sure why. Probably would have leveled double tap first in reflection. Maybe not. Not entirely sure. I like leveling double tap, especially against an Ao Kuang. If you get 2 points in wall and a fully leveled double tap, you can get to half health with just one combo. It's such a good exchange. So, kind of waiting to see what was happening in that left lane there. Didn't really expect it to go the way it was now. Let's see what happens. Now, here's where things are. This is a little bit messy, to be honest. Ao Kuang engages Guan Yu. So, what should have happened then is I should have gone to lane with Guan, cleared with him, and then gone done the buff with him, or he should. We both should have done that stuff together, really. We should have been like, here we are, don't mess. But instead, we were a little bit cowardly, and they basically punished for it. Like, I don't know, maybe Ao Kuang has a ward there, not entirely sure, but that kind of goes to emphasise the fact that splitting XP is really important, not just for the fact that you get more XP in gold, but also for the fact that you can peel for each other. Like, if Wukong had engaged as well, it wouldn't really have mattered. I probably still could have saved Guan just with my wall, given him enough time to ult and get out, but just stuff to think about. Okay, not the best wall in the world. Just going to ult here instantly because Hades is there, there's all sorts there, there's an Athena there, an Ao Kuang. I did have beads up, so there probably wasn't a huge rush to get out, but the trade-off was basically I probably would have had to have used beads if I didn't. I've got a 90-second ult on cooldown, but I've still got my beads up. What I can do now is upgrade my beads. Now I don't have to worry quite so much about using it. But we've still got a minute and 10 seconds till I can do a proper gank, so somewhat of a trade-off. It was okay. You lose a bit of pressure when you lose your Thor ult, though. I mean, the Thor ult is something that is... Oh, I finally put my sentry ward down. Awesome. Like 10 minutes later, sentry ward goes down. Again, if you're going to get one, put it down. So there's a ward behind Gold Fury there that we don't spot for the next minute or two. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, why no one realised it was the red colour. Should have been a little bit obvious, but...
They're doing their red. Let's do their ward, Stannis. Do their ward. You done it? Cool. Where's Apollo? Where's Apollo?
I think it's been taken now. So Athena's back. What are you up to, Athena? Now here I am again, just sort of hugging the jungle. We don't have a sentry there. So without sentry there, they might have vision.
Start doing gold then.
We don't know. Likewise, where Geb's just coming through, but on that right-hand mid-right lane, they might have vision there, because that's a really common place to ward. So, always got to be thinking about that when you're a jungler. It's sort of, is this wasting time? Am I going to go for a gank that they know where I'm coming? Max range wall stun's hard. That was way off the mark, though. Clearly need some practice. So again, we're at the mark now. People 13, they've got their rank 2 ultimate. So we got a little bit stronger when we hit level 5 with stuff like the Medusa ult, the Nuwa ult, the Guan Yu ult. Thor ult does a bit of damage. Alright, didn't need to beads then, so didn't. It's that simple. But we'd lost a bit of pressure around Gold Fury. Need to be a little bit careful with that, they might be doing it. Go have a check. No one there, good stuff.
Stay safe.
Something else just to give like some general feedback for a lot of stuff I see is some people, just because they get CC'd, they beads. You've got to be thinking, what's going to happen to me if I don't beads? If you're going to take 2 auto attacks from someone that's low level, what goes on here? I think the double tap hits him on the way back. Maybe it was an archer shot, but you know, that was a half decent dunk. That's should have happened a bit more, to be honest. In 14 minutes, I've had the opportunity now to do, I think, like 5 dunks, maybe more, just with the amount of time I've been level 5. But it's just not really happened. So we've got a kill on their ADC. We'll get the gold low. So three man engaging, including a Hades ult. Medusa's low. Take the mids. Nice call, happy with that, backed off, kept it safe. We've got a history of losing Gold Furies in fights, so that's something you obviously want to be a little bit careful about.
I'm gonna go get...
So let's keep watching. See what happens. They were going for left mids by the look of it. Yeah, you can see them going in.
My speed.
Have to let them